the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Sir, Yebekaya on 13th December and EC chairperson for Operation Yura Samuel Tete at the Babetu Ejase. There are some constituencies be a woha a yadia say a quite EC officials no efa so a declare winner no a illegal because EC officials in the Babetu one and him say NDC amanyukono force one and a one etimi ejina so a declare etimi edema omo na eno eye dome Kwabenya Okaikoi Central Abuakwa North and Tema Central and afi Obuasi East constituency so ninyina one at the babe down say NDC amanyuko no mabru ni gina won konso ma won microphone and one edi declare one winner na Yebekaya de kokopie mu e wo Tesano police depot no eyade se ninyina NPP amanyuko no awieni na eno na NDC amanyuko no ehunu se more no EC etimi eye recollection no more no na NDC amanyuko no nso elusu enti afide one ese on tena ho ema one ensan enlusi bio ompene ema EC entimi ensan mekenkan yensan mekenkan abani bio obi am providing a pink sheet with evidence enti NDC amanyuko no atabiri asem no e de akwa akopie mu e wo court se court mo no homode na onfa ne nansi sene ebe ya EC entimi enye recollecting no na one ensign and Lucy more 5 seat emfa nka ho entimi no ka se NDC amanyuko no se ontena wo manfofo enane won kwae because so far dodo ayaye nyina NPP amanyuko no na adi nkunim eyesa ade achi ade sen nyina na one seat no tia na eso etinti NDC amanyuko ne se ontena ho ebio ode asem no akwa akopie mu e wo court na NPP amanyuko ne so ye press conference e de fa na yenkoni enkotie nsem a wono ditu bia
your constituencies bi wa ha NPP based on yaye coalition and yaye ni edinkunim e wo ho e na afre so pin sheet a yekoto aba electoral commission edema political parties no yekika ni nya bom no ni edinkunim ofa constituencies ni nyina baby et say Abuakwa North o hwe votes a NPP nya awa Abuakwa North aye 34,613 na NDC candidates esu nya 34,199 HSA ye candidate friend honorable Nana Ekwia Osuafie no edinkunim 414 votes. So we Abuakwa North everywhere. Oba Tema Central so o share your results are near quality based on pin sheet electoral commission na de ma ya. O who say your candidate year forcing enya 18,870 and NDC candidate no enya 18,115 ufri Abuakwa North now by Okaikoi Central and so yera Patribuama a yemra shebedwani wo ho ono so o collect the results ni nyina area obo say MPP candidate no nya 20,229 NDC candidate ni nya 18,783 to share vote difference na wo na 1,446 vote difference na ka 3 polling stations and say kan NDC for na amping just all kind of 3 polling station votes no crabuma still your candidate and edin kunim ewo ho oba bebe to say dome Kwabenya also so NDC for no 2 trasem and basabasa e call ho no omantima amboa ma collation na ese koso odome Kwabenya eno so ankoso ewo ho oba bebe to say for North constituency o kan ye pin sheet ade o nyina boma ye candidate eye Nana Eric Nana Prempe enya 20,353 as against NDC candidate we now 20,232 to shema vote difference no 121 vote difference oba be able to say Obuasi East MPP na edin kunim wo ho vote NPP candidate now 18,558 as against NDC candidate we now 18,539 and no electoral commission will be annual quality results na wie na so NDC for macho man for to try some ho e share electoral commission your candidate say results NPP enya no ye fa NPP dey NDC ne fa NDC dey NPP a o mo dey sekani to esi so say obewu na so be call parliament dey na ope and o mo tintin your candidate nsa oye no free Abuakwa North Southwest and so your candidate o hwe votes a wonya ye na 16,058 and NDC candidate na 16,000 your candidate na 16,058 and NDC candidate na 15,372 and hwe vote margin the BTN this na 686 votes and so NDC for 2 transams ano o ma electoral commission entimi and collect results na wie over Tema South so honorable Martin Kwabenya Mensa Kosa no odin kunim or sa constituency wo a votes are near quality unya 46,468 as against NDC candidate unya 43,365 votes and so said the NDC 4 year to try some Okaikoi Central Abuakwa North Southwest and Abuakwa North South Abuakwa North no sa no me call her Tema South intimi kan wi in sawan adroje so the same issue and the course so e wo ho and the crowd there said the area frenyo marking majority leader kan no e ko share mo tesa no na ka yes electoral commission etwa so mitimi kan wi NDC the patapasem to trasem sa massa exercise no ameyan kwanko wi na wa ba our win constituency also so electoral commission start to can results no ya sha what mean say figures bi wo ha wo polling station wo ha o ma than figures no enti no so ya call electoral commission say o honor results no so esa moment call as a party so egusu aye hwehwem na offer constituency bi to say suhum Abuakwa North eni akwati a enam say na bambo eni sa constituency wo no a mo sa de call region bambo ho no ya de call tesa no police training school ho no asundwe wo ho nti etimi quality ni nyina ye wie no ampa se de MPP ye kan ye di nkunim e osuhum akwatia na Abuakwa North ye say baby a ba bedru no ye say electoral commission say aka standing constituencies a yen kan wie ya ese wo hwe eme kan ye say ye IGP e dampare o hye ye bo say abato e betu na ma asundwe abam na normal cost no ne sa ne yehu no say NDC timi de 2 million mo nsem na police gina ho police ntimi nya hwe na omo ye tutu asem ho tie se ne se bambo bia so de ma electoral commission se be ya electoral commission ebetima ye omo adwuma wie no sa bambo de fa ma electoral commission no nya se adwuma obeti se NDC for kan on fa me se MPP yes ye win en court ye nyam du ba bia se court e se electoral commission on quality results in wie en gazette ye enu ntibaka so be gina se court ye nyan we collation ne de ese ye collation ne wi na ogidie se electoral commission ye collation ne wi a MPP e bedin kunim all sa constituencies ni enti na frame ene no yada mu nyina amase.
All right, thank you. The returning officer, in response to what the NDC hoodlums had ordered him to do amid the threat of his life, only said, "I declare you as a winner." without even mentioning the name of the candidate nor the number of votes obtained by any of the candidates as required by law. Equally, the parliamentary results collation sheet form 1C and parliamentary results summary sheet form 1D could not be filled as required by regulation 43(1)B of CI 127. Additionally, the returning officer could not issue out the rate form 1B as required by regulation 43(1)G. I pose this question, that if your hand is raised that you have won an election and you go to the house, what are you going to show to your wife or your husband that you have won an election? There must be a documentary proof. So if your hand is only raised that you have won an election and you go home, what are you going to tell your wife or your husband, or what are you going to show him or her that you have won an election? The processes are documented in Regulation 43 of the CI. So if it's incomplete, it's incomplete. So that's for Madam Kwabenya and Abuakwa North. 2, we move on to Tema Central constituency. Data on the face of the pink sheets from all the 148 polling stations in Tema Central shows clearly that the NPP parliamentary candidate, Charles Forson, won the parliamentary elections for the constituency with 55 votes difference. He obtained 18,870 votes to beat the NDC's candidate, Ebi Bright, who polled 18,815. When the NDC realized that they had lost, they sent their party thugs to disrupt the coalition exercise. These thugs overpowered the security and ran amok at the coalition center, injuring innocent people in the process. This compelled the Tema Metro EC Director, Mr. Ofosuhene A. Manasseh, to call for a suspension of the coalition in view of the prevailing chaos and other security concerns. Coalition resumed on Monday, 9th December, at the Tema Regional Police Command, which was again disrupted by the NDC thugs who stormed the coalition center in their hundreds and overpowered the police. The thugs took charge of the coalition process and ordered the EC to declare their parliamentary candidate, Ebi Bright, as the winner of the elections when it was left with 2 pink sheets to complete the coalition process. The NDC knew very well that when the results of the 2 remaining polling stations are added to what has been collated for the candidates, the NPP parliamentary candidate, Charles Forson, will beat their candidate by 55 votes. The polling station codes of the 2 outstanding stations and votes obtained by the 2 candidates are code C231309B, MPP 170 votes, NDC 103 votes. The second polling station outstanding is C231707, and here MPP got 279 votes and NDC 173. When the returning officer for the constituency resisted their attempt to compel him to declare the NDC candidate as the winner of the elections, the NDC brought in a staff of the Electoral Commission from a different constituency, Tema West, to do the declaration for the Tema Central constituency without the inclusion of the 2 remaining pink sheets. Here too, the Form 1B, 1C, and 1D were all not filled by the officer as required by the law. They use an A4 sheet to fill the statutory form. Show the video. You have the video of the A4 sheet? All right. So that is what happened at Tema Central. We now move on to Okaikoi Central constituency. The NPP candidate and incumbent MP for Okaikoi Central constituency, Honorable Patrick Yabuama, won the parliamentary elections with a vote margin of 1,446 votes difference. The NPP candidate, Honorable Patrick Yabuama, obtained 20,229 votes as against NDC's Baba Sadiq, who polled 18,783 votes with only 3 polling stations remaining. The records show that even when all the votes in the 3 polling stations are added to the NDC's candidate, it will not offset the vote difference. This is important. Even when all the 3 outstanding polling stations are added on to the NDC candidate, it would not offset the vote difference. At this moment, the coalition process was disrupted by the NDC thugs, who stormed the coalition center and sought to destroy critical electoral materials, including pink sheets essential for verifying the results. They took control of the coalition process and threatened the EC's officials to declare their candidate as winner. resulting in chaotic scenes which led to suspension of the constituency collation. The parties were invited to the EC Regional Collation Center on Monday, 9 December 2024 to complete the collation process. The NDC insisted that they would not accept the continuation of the collation and demanded that the EC should declare their candidate as winner of the parliamentary election. Under visible duress, the returning officer excluded the results from 31 polling stations and declared the results based on only 110 polling stations. This action is inconsistent with the electoral laws as it excludes legitimate votes cast by constituents and fails to reflect the true outcome of the elections in Okaikoi Central. The NDC's disagreement was based on alleged issue with certain polling stations. The attack stormed the electoral EC Collation Center and coerced the returning officer to declare. And here too we have video footages to corroborate these incidents of vandalism and physical abuse of the electoral staff. I don't think you can show the footage.
This one is applicable. We will share with them. We share the video. Let's go to Kwabenya.
All right, so let's go to the fourth one, Kwabenya constituency. We will share these videos with you. During the collation at Kwabenya constituency collation center, the NDC hoodlums attacked the collation center, destroyed electoral materials on site, bent ballot boxes, thereby truncating the collation process. The returning officer informed parties to leave the collation center on account of the security challenges, which made it impossible to continue with the collation. The returning officer assured the candidates and their agents that she would communicate a new venue for the continuation of the collation. We are, however, hearing that there was a purported declaration of results under duress, and that too in our absence, contrary to requirements of Regulation 43 of CI 127. Equally, the parliamentary results collation sheet Form 1C and parliamentary results summary sheet Form 1D was not filled as required by Regulation 43 1B 1 and B of CI 127, and the rate of declaration Form 1B was also not issued as required by Regulation 43 1 and G. The MPP candidate or his agent has still not been informed of the new venue for the continuation of the collation, contrary to the assurances given by the returning officer during the raid by the NDC tax. Well, we can report that based on our own collation, the MPP parliamentary candidate, Ambassador Michael Kwabenya Jr., won the parliamentary elections in Kwabenya, and are confident that when EC resumes collation, our position will be vindicated. 5. Abuakwa North constituency in Ashanti region. The MPP parliamentary candidate, Honorable Eric Nana Agyemang-Prempeh, won the parliamentary elections with a margin of 121 votes as per data collated from all the 140 polling stations by the party. The MPP's candidate, Nana Agyemang-Prempeh, has hard copies of all the 140 pink sheets that put him at 20,353 votes as against NDC's candidate at 20,232. I believe we all have witnessed what we call MP3 in Tema East some time back. So if somebody wins with a difference of 121, he has won. After all, the law says first past the post. During the collation by the EC at the constituency collation center, NDC tax stormed the collation center at Tepa SHS and began destroying and burning electoral materials, particularly pink sheets, computers, and ballot papers, as well as properties of the Tepa SHS, including louver blades, benches, and tables. They also manhandled MPP representatives and EC officials. These violent conducts by the NDC thugs, who had overpowered the police, prompted the intervention of the military to save lives and property. The NDC hoodlums did not only attack the collation center, but they also proceeded to launch an attack at the residence of the MPP parliamentary candidate, Honorable Eric Nana Ajimai Prempe, bent his vehicle